All right, breaking news out of Virginia Beach. 2 people were shot today.
Now officers are on the scene trying to figure out what happened. Police found the victims this morning on Revelstoke Court. That's near Ocean Lakes High School.
13 News Now reporter Chanu Her live on the scene. And Chanu, what are neighbors saying tonight?
Well, Philip and Janet, right now, neighbors are actually staying pretty quiet about this. I spoke to a few out here not long ago, and again, they're not saying much of anything. Many didn't want to speak on camera, but if you look right behind me, this cul-de-sac is where police are investigating, and many of the homes here have been blocked off by this police tape. So we haven't had a chance to actually go in there and try to talk to the neighbors who actually live closer to the home right now. But again, guys, what we do know right now is that this was a shooting with 2 victims right here on the 1100 block of Revelstoke Court in Virginia Beach near Ocean Lakes High School. This is near General Booth Boulevard. Now, officers got the call about this morning at 11:45, and when they got here, that's when they found the 2 victims with gunshot wounds. One of them was taken to the hospital. Now, right now, we are still waiting to hear from police the extent of the injuries and what may have led to this shooting and who the victims are. We'll be out here following this and staying on top of this and bringing the latest right here on 13 News Now. Live in Virginia Beach, Chanu Her, 13 News Now.
Well, the calendar says December, but the weather doesn't seem to match. It was in the 60s for much of the day.
Yeah, nice out there. This is a live look at the ocean front showing people. Well, there's not people out there now, but I know they were out there earlier enjoying the nice weather out there.
All right, but our above average temperatures will not stick around.
Yeah, Evan's here to tell us about this change coming pretty quickly.
Yeah, we've got a front that's moving through right now. Those winds will be switching around later tonight, and that'll bring in the colder air. As we take a look at the satellite and radar, we had a few showers a little bit earlier today, down to get out of the 40s tomorrow. I'll have much more on that, a much cooler 7-day forecast, and when we might see a rain shower or maybe a lonely snowflake or 2. That's a tease. I'll have that coming up in a few minutes.
Don't say that. Okay, keep track of the changes in the weather. Download the 13 News Now app for your smartphone or tablet. You can access our meteorologist forecast from anywhere.
Developing tonight in Norfolk, a double shooting just blocks away from a local college campus. Now, around 2 this morning, someone started shooting at Gatehouse Road and Majestic Avenue. That's near some of the dorms at Norfolk State University. In fact, the school sent out a safety alert after the shooting. 13 News Now reporter Erin LeBeau is in the newsroom with how students are reacting.
Yeah, Philip, students I spoke to tell me that it was a scary situation, mainly because the 2 men that were found shot were found right across the street from their dorm rooms. Like you said, that it was around 2 o'clock this morning that in the meantime, we still haven't had any information confirmed whether or not the 2 people who were shot were students or not, as well as police have not released any suspect information, and we're still waiting to get more information about what exactly led to this shooting. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Erin LeBeau, 13 News Now.
And that isn't the only shooting police are investigating in Norfolk. Right now, a man is in the hospital after someone shot him on Broad Avenue just before 9 o'clock last night. That's near Tidewater Drive. We're told that man has life-threatening injuries. If you know anything that could help police, call the crime line, 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP.
1 person is dead and another is charged after a deadly crash. Kill Devil Hills police say this happened Friday night. Guy Vanderver was crossing North Croatan Highway near 4th Street when a vehicle hit him, and police say Michael Draper was behind the wheel. And Draper is charged with felony death by motor vehicle. Police are asking anyone who may have seen this crash to come forward with information. And we're learning new information about a deadly shooting in Virginia Beach. There's an arrest after last week's homicide on Black Duck Court, not far from the ocean front. The shooting left 20-year-old Devin Earl Bell dead. Now 18-year-old Bobby Kaysen is charged with murder. He had an arraignment this afternoon, and police have not said what led to the shooting. An update to a story 13 News Now has followed for years. A redesign for Atlantic Avenue in Virginia Beach could happen soon, funded by private money.
It's a project that's been talked about since developers renovated the Cavalier Hotel. Now, the change would create a cul-de-sac where Atlantic Avenue meets Pacific Avenue. Now, the Cavalier developer plans to pay for the work. 13 News Now reporter Evan Watson is live with the details. Hey, Evan.
The proposal would take some of the land I'm standing on and make a cul-de-sac here, cutting off that merge between Atlantic and Pacific Avenues. Like you said, it's not a new idea, but finally someone is saying now that they will pay for it. City Manager Dave Hansen will present this development to council tomorrow. There are a few final approvals needed before this construction can start, but Hansen writes in his memo that he expects the construction to be completed by the start of the summer 2019 tourism season. Coming up at 5, more from people who live in this area about how they feel about the project, and opinions are really split. Here at the oceanfront, Evan Watson for 13 News Now.
We're going to stay in Virginia Beach. We have new information about the Virginia Beach Sports Center. It's under construction right now near the oceanfront, but we're learning more about some of the events that are coming once it opens. Now, the city manager's office put out a memo. In it, it includes some of those events that include 3 wrestling tournaments, 2 gymnastics events, and a cheer and dance competition. City Council is set to vote tomorrow to finalize an agreement with Eastern Sports Management. They're the company that will operate the Sports Center on a daily basis. And here's your chance to get help paying tunnel tolls. You can apply in person right now for VDOT's toll relief program. You have until February 15th. Just go to the Easy Pass customer service centers in Portsmouth or Norfolk. To qualify, you must live in one of those cities, earn $30,000 or less per year, have a Virginia Easy Pass account, and make at least 8 trips to the tunnel every month. For more details on the program, go to 13newsnow.com and just check under links in the news.
High school seniors in Newport News who want to go to college have a big opportunity this week. The school division is hosting an on-site admissions event. Students can meet with representatives from more than a dozen colleges, and some will admit students immediately. This happens Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. at Minchville High School. Students should talk with their school counselors about what to bring. Getting children and students interested in the cyber technology field. That's the goal of Virginia's Computer Science Week. Governor Ralph Northam and First Lady Pam Northam are touring the state now through Sunday. The couple will go to events designed to encourage students of all ages to explore computer science opportunities. This year's theme is Mission Impossible Cybersecurity. On Friday, Governor Northam will speak at NASA Langley about computer science and space.
If you're looking for a job, listen up. Cook Seafood USA plans to hire 70 new employees to work at the Wanchese Fish Company that's in Suffolk. It's an expansion that includes a corporate office, corporate jobs, and production jobs for new retail seafood production lines. Cook Seafood says it'll hire those new employees over the next 3 years. We're told these new expansions will include more than $2.8 million in investments at the Suffolk location. Cook Seafood bought the Wanchese Fish Company back in 2015.
Next, see what's happening to honor former President George H.W. Bush as the nation mourns the respected leader.
And what are you doing to protect yourself this flu season? Go to 13newsnow.com/vote and get ready to join the story. Late President George H.W. Bush has made his final trip to our nation's capital. His casket arrived at Joint Base Andrews near D.C. this afternoon.
Yeah, and we have a live look at the Capitol where Mr. Bush's remains will arrive soon. Americans will get a chance to pay their respects as the former president lies in state this week.
ABC's Kenneth Moten has an update from D.C.
Former President George H.W. Bush's final journey to Washington. The flight, Special Air Mission 41, touched down at Joint Base Andrews to a military salute.
Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
And stay with 13 News Now for complete coverage as the nation honors former President George H.W. Bush. Later in the newscast, we'll have a live update as his casket arrives at the Capitol, and we'll bring you the latest tributes throughout the week.
More witnesses took the stand today in the James Fields trial in Charlottesville. Fields is charged with first-degree murder after investigators say he rammed his car into a crowd at last year's Unite the Right rally. Heather Heyer died there. Several other people were hurt. Today, a firefighter who tried to help Heyer testified about her injuries. Other people who were also in the crowd there at the time testified today. The trial is expected to last through next week.
Child has died and dozens of people are hurt after a bus crash in Arkansas. Authorities say the driver of the charter bus says she lost control of the bus just before 3 this morning. It rolled off the interstate. A youth all-star football team was on board, headed home to Memphis after competing in a tournament in Texas. Most of the more than 45 people hurt are children. Arkansas State Police are questioning the bus driver.
Right now, it's the start of National Influenza Vaccination Week. So we want to know if you got a flu shot this season. Go to 13newsnow.com and tell us if you have, if you plan to, if you won't, or if you never get flu shots. Now, even if you haven't received your annual shot, it's not too late to protect yourself for the season. The CDC recently reported that the flu was responsible for as many as 80,000 deaths last winter. They recommend that everyone 6 months and older receive a flu shot.
Getting influenza vaccine is the best thing you can do to protect yourself against influenza. Perhaps more importantly in some settings is the fact that the more people who get vaccinated, the less flu spreads around.
And how about the myth that getting the vaccine will actually cause you to get the flu? Doctors say that's not true, but you feel a little achy or tired afterwards because the immune system is making antibodies.
Norfolk City leaders are hitting the street tomorrow for a tour of the city's 5th Ward. That will take them through the Ocean View area and into Terrellton neighborhood. The group will meet at the Pretlow Library and discuss different issues affecting the area. That includes flooding in East Ocean View, developments at Shore Drive and Little Creek Road, and the future of an abandoned grocery store off Chesapeake Boulevard. This all starts tomorrow at 3:30. Okay, and we want to check the forecast now with Evan.
And say goodbye to the warm weather that we've seen over the past few days. Yesterday, 70 degrees. Today, it looks like we got up to 68, but a cold front's moving through, and those winds of change are blowing in some cooler air. Even produced a couple of showers down along the Outer Banks of North Carolina a little bit on Monday, and we'll watch that Monday forecast pretty closely as some moisture will be moving in. Those cold temperatures, we'll have to watch closely what happens Sunday into Monday. Right now, we're forecasting a chance for some showers and some rain, but certainly stay tuned. Philip?
All right, thanks, Evan. Old Dominion students putting their skills to good use to give kids a brighter holiday. We'll tell you what they made coming up.
'Tis the season for giving. Right now, students at Old Dominion University are preparing to do just that.
For the 3rd year in a row, they made Christmas gifts to give to children who need a little help. 13 News Now reporter Megan Shin gives us a preview of the gifts going to those kids.
We're the builders.
They're not Santa's elves.
Eventually going to be the deliverers.
But it's not puzzling why these students are piecing together these gifts. Piecing together some holiday cheer for children. Megan Shin, 13 News Now.
Norfolk Mayor Kenny Alexander and ODU President John Broderick plan to attend Wednesday's send-off at Slover Library. Every year, ODU's STEM gift giving program expands. If you want more information about this program, click on the link to this story on our website, 13newsnow.com.
Several cities getting access to a revamped radio system for first responders. We're going to take a closer look at the project.
And the president's former attorney, Michael Cohen, is getting some backlash from his former client.